we quadrupled our email click-through rates with one campaign. Okay, so we have this great feature in the extension that is draft different types of documents for people. And we have all the popular document types that someone would want, whether it's a PRD, a job description, career ladder, persona. We have a whole bunch. And people love this feature, but we were struggling to make people aware of it. And part of the thinking here was like, once people use it, on their particular, they put in an idea for what they want to do or what they're working on, and it generates a PRD or an analysis or a persona. They really like the output because the drafts are generated with their particular ideas and their unique context and a template and knowledge from the Reforge knowledge base. So it's like this great combination that is much better than just what ChatGPT or Claude can do on their own. But the challenge here was how do we get people to actually see the value rather than just give them the sales pitch? And so what we did is we tried to go and show them. So I'm just going to show a quick example of what we did. This is VS Code. This is a Jupyter notebook. And before anyone says, "Oh, I don't know how to write code," anyone can write code now because all these AI tools can do it for you. And there's nothing complicated about the code that I have here. This might look intimidating, but it's really not. You could have GPT-o1, or you can have OpenAI's latest model basically do this for you in 5 minutes. Anyways, what I do is let me find the right prompt. Sorry about this. I ask an LLM to generate an idea given someone's title, company name, and what their company does. And I just say, you're an expert. You want to generate a compelling, novel, and intriguing idea for companies to build. And your outputs will be to generate a sample PRD, thinking about actionable features that are specific and concrete, and tell about what it is, why it's important for users, and the critical North Star metric it will impact for the company. So I basically, that was my really crappy prompt of give me an idea. And then given that idea, then I said, generate a PRD for that idea. And then what I did is I said, write an attention-grabbing subject line that summarizes that idea, that PRD. And I gave it some examples like Xbox's new AI companion helps solve hard levels. Asana's newest project agent does your work for you. And the new auto reservation system for Yelp is a game changer. And then I asked it to convert that PRD into HTML so I could include it in a marketing email. And then I have it outputted as a CSV. Once I have that, I loaded it into our email automation system. And it's as simple as saying, insert the subject line. So for me, it says that Reforge's interactive learning paths redefine your career growth journey. And I have my PRD here. And so I could generate this for any number of people. And we did it for thousands of users and we sent out many different campaigns. And we saw our open rates, they were fantastic. And our click-through rates were amazing. They were 4x, 5x what our standard click-through rates were. And I think it was all because we were making what we were trying to get them to be aware of and use was much more contextualized and personalized to their circumstance. They didn't have to take that leap of faith of how would I actually use this feature? How would I apply it to my context? It would say it can only be better if you were to give us a little bit more information about what you're actually working on and why you're working on it. That worked really well. And then we said, how do we automate this so that it's not this Python script that has to run and then we have to do a bunch of manual work? And so we built a Zap. And so we built this app that anytime someone does a search for particular terms on Reforge, what we do is we get some metadata about them. We filter out a bunch of stuff. And then based on the term, so if they search for PRD or a positioning doc or a roadmap or a vision narrative, we do exactly what I did in my Jupyter notebook, where we create an idea, create a doc, create a subject line, create the email, and then we go and send it in our email marketing system. So anytime, if you're on the Reforge platform right now, just go do a search for PRD. And within a couple of minutes, you're going to receive this email customized with the context that you have on the Reforge system about your role, your company, and what your company does. So we've seen phenomenal results with this. I'm surprised that it's not easier to do this today. This was a fairly complicated Zap, but I think this will only get easier over time. And I just keep thinking there's so much opportunity for every company out there to not, I receive so many bland emails and it feels lazy at this point that companies aren't telling me we launched all these new features and this is why it's relevant to you, and this is how you could use it for what you're doing, given the information they already know about me and the metadata that they have about me. I'm hopeful that my emails will start getting better and that other companies will do stuff like this because I don't think this is that complicated and that sophisticated. I think the expectation will be everyone does stuff like this in the not too distant future. So, we had an 100% open rate on this email and a 14% click-through rate, which is like mind-boggling. And so I hope that other people see similar success like we did on this.